ladies and gentlemen, you are with Brian J. and Laura Crooked. Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Hello. Connecting communities and more. So it is a powerful week. We are 2 weeks from Election Day, and this week was calmer. It was calmer. I was
Uh,
pleased.
yeah, we were it seems like things were starting to, calm down until last night in Wayne County, which is Detroit, Michigan. Things got a little uh, interesting. So, what you have when everybody votes, right? And then you vote on election day, and then the votes have to be counted, and they count them a couple of times and make sure that everything all lines up, and then generally within 14 days you have to certify the vote. All totally normal. Well, last night in Wayne County, Michigan, and each board of elections are always made up of an even number of Republicans and Democrats. You have that. That's the same way in Ohio as well. Well, last night, the two Republicans on the Wayne County Board of Elections did not want to certify the vote. So it was 2-2 deadlock with the vote being uncertified. And it ended up being a really moving moment for activism and online activism, because they ended up having it was all on Zoom because these need to be public meetings. And so
Yeah.
you just had people popping into the Zoom and just telling these people, just reading them for exactly what they were doing, and just saying, you're stealing our votes, like why are you doing, it's funny that you're trying this in Wayne County and not like in Oakland County, which is a more affluent and they just it was wild. And so they did end up late last night. Wayne County certified the vote, which then could certify for the vote for Michigan, which, then certified. And so the whole state is for sure done. But it's just like the lengths that some folks are willing to go to circumvent what Americans have voted for is really disturbing.
Well, here's my thought process. And now, in saying that, I am a. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm fairly a black and white person with some yellow in the middle. Like there is no gray. It's just either yellow or one or the other, right? So how at the end of the day can they not do that? Like it is what it is. It's not a uh, you know perfect example. I just had a situation with someone where they communicated something that they felt to someone to be fact. Okay.
Okay.
So there is a difference between, let me take another step back. Let's break this down even more. There's a difference between a reason and an excuse, right? At the end of the day. Perfect example, Laura. Laura, not that you were ever late for when we worked together, but for those folks that are late, right? At the end of the day, there's lots of excuses on why you're late, right? My car didn't work, train, especially if you're in Ohio, train, my babysitter, whatever it is. Well, at some point, it is what it is. I mean, no matter what the reasoning or what your excuse is for not doing it, if you didn't go to work for whatever the reason, you still, at the end of the day, didn't go to work. So a vote for Trump is still a vote for Trump, and a vote for Biden is still would have been a vote for Biden. So it's very black and white. I mean, we were expected 4 years ago to just suck it
Yeah,
up. It's what the people wanted, even though it really wasn't what the majority of the people wanted. But we
exactly.
sucked it up, right? We complained, we complained. Excuse me. We did our thing. We have done our thing, but
Yeah.
never. I mean, could you imagine Obama and Michelle sitting in the White House going, "I'm not going." I mean,
Right.
who
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that? I mean, let's take away every policy of Trump. Let's take away his policy pieces. Just His behavior alone does not qualify him to be president of our United States,
Right.
in
And
my
I
opinion.
think that, oh no, I think that, and that's been never been more true than it has been, I think, the last 2 weeks. I think that it's, a lot of people can buy into or excuse a lot of the things that are appalling to others on the basis of policy, or on the straight talking. I like someone who's straight talking, which I do. I mean, I totally do understand that there is a relatable, when people use more relatable language. I get it. I do understand that, but this behavior is so childish that it's, I think, been really hard for the, unless you're the people who are really in the cult, which is, that's what it is at this point. Then I think that, everybody else is pretty much seeing it what it is, except for the 35% that are, in the cult.
Well, the people that love him, I'm gonna be super open and honest, and I love you sponsors. Um, in my opinion, not in our lovely sponsors' opinions by no
Right.
means. Um, but I believe it all started, Obama's last term when he was after the attack, right? Like, where were you born? And it started that whole process. And the majority of folks that love Trump, from what I have talked about, are folks that are super religious. They love that he's bringing God back, right? Which is cool. Awesome sauce. But not everything is, I apologize in advance, not everything is based around God, right? But that's how he has maneuvered that piece, is why he's doing these things. Again, it goes back to that whole cause and effect, or reason and excuse.
Mhm.
He's just manipulating that marketing to
Yep.
set his agenda at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And saying that, is he going to leave, Laura? Or do you think he's going to have some control, whatever house he's in? I mean, I've never seen a president that they had a press release come out that says, we are going to let him hang out for the weekend and deal with this Monday morning
I
while he's
know.
at his golf
I know.
resorts.
I know.
For
I
deal with
saw a
what?
really
I mean,
I saw a really great TikTok of a kindergarten teacher like acting out like how she would have. It's just like, no, and it was like, can you take everybody outside? And it's like, she's like, we're gonna stay inside. Your body is, not behaving right now. And it was just like the way that she went through it was
have
just,
crystals, like crystals and incense lighting around him, right?
it was, yeah, it was so wild. But it's I can't try to predict whether or not, I think he will leave, whether or not it's going to be, under the escort of Secret Service or not. I really don't, that is the sort of defense and military portion of it is the last portion that hasn't really been tested.
Yeah, you talked about that
But
last week.
yeah, and from what I'm seeing so far, they look like they're holding. I also go back to, everything comes back to the fact that he's a narcissist. So like, what will his ego abide? And his ego will definitely not abide being dragged out of that house. So I do think that he'll leave, and he'll find some way to make it of his own volition. But yeah, it's I don't think he's going to the inauguration. I don't think he'll show up there.
I hope he doesn't. We don't need him there.
Yeah, I
Let's talk
mean,
about this.
yeah.
Let's talk about this vice president. Actually, let's take a step back. Let's talk about the manager of Biden's campaign. She, as I just
Okay.
read, which I guess I didn't realize, is the first female that has
Hmm.
won a
Yeah.
Democratic campaign.
Yeah, she made sure to keep her head real low and keep her profile, out of the headlines because of, of what everything that happened with Hillary and John Podesta and whatnot of last time with the email hack. So she just tried to keep as low of a profile as possible,
I think
despite
she did
being
it.
Yeah, despite being a glass ceiling breaker. Yeah, it's impressive. It's
Well,
she's a
they're making
very,
her,
yeah.
I think I read, support chief,
Mhm.
not chief of
That's
staff.
very typical. No, that's already been assigned. His name is going to be his name is Ron McClain. He's a longtime Biden advisor. So yeah, she'll probably have some like appointee political advisor staff position, something like that. Exactly. Where
I
she'll
mean,
be high level and yeah,
at least it's not Omarosa. Like, I
this
think
is
that was
true.
like that was the decision for me that, and I'll tell you guys why. So for me, I loved me some Apprentice, right? I'm all about that reality TV,
Okay.
and I was all
Okay.
about Omarosa. And I loved me some celebrity
Oh,
Celebrity Big
Survivor,
Brother.
like those other shows. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So her and Ross Matthews. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But to put her in a position of that, like she had nothing, nothing. Like Laura, you and I should go. Like
Well, and
we
it's
could do a
like,
better job.
and the fact that she recorded her dismissal, which took place in a and I believe it was, I don't remember, I can't, the Joint Chiefs room, I believe, is where she was dismissed. She recorded in there and released it. Like that, you're not even supposed to have phones in that room. It's supposed to be such a secure place. So just, the stuff like that, I'm just very much looking forward to people being bored with politics and like me, just railing about, very nerdy things that most people don't care about because and I think most other people are ready for that too, because this has just been, it's been a ride. It has been a ride for 5 years.
What's going on with Twitter? Like, what are they honestly going to do? I mean, so much activity and so much
Oh my
media
gosh, I know.
focused on Trump's Twitters and his attacks. I mean, that's totally going to change that whole piece. I mean, Facebook changed because of him with policies
Yeah.
and fact checking. I mean, our world changed because of his lack of leadership. Yes, I said that. I said
Yep.
it. I,
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah, I
This is
mean,
now our last show.
it's well, I think it'll be interesting to see if Twitter deplatforms him after he's no longer in office. It's been said they have stated, especially with the amount of misinformation that he's been tweeting since the election, that if he were a world leader, they would have already kicked him off the platform. So we'll see if that sticks. Everybody seems to have a short-term memory, especially with his behavior. If he can string together 10 days where, he doesn't, basically poop himself on a daily basis, then, then
10
it's,
days.
he's a newfound, newly reformed person. So we'll see if that memory will hold in January once he's no longer in office. But hey, I've got a countdown going for when that is. It is 63 more days until the
Nice.
inauguration. So we're just going to keep vigilant and make sure that stuff like what happened in Wayne County last night doesn't happen again. We're gonna I know I'm helping to work my butt off in Georgia on that runoff, and keeping elections fair in Georgia, and helping with the voter suppression down there. And, we're just unfortunately, it's kind of like where we are with COVID too. We're just sort of in this waiting period where, you just have to do the best that you can until some event happens. And then, for us, for COVID, it's until the vaccine can be mass produced, or, at least maybe even again until January 20th when we get a new president and maybe a new Congress, and maybe can get some money passed out to people, which I know people really, really, really need right now.
Well, I think that's what they're really concentrating right now. I have a feeling that 20 minutes after the inauguration, but right before the ball, there's going to be a lot of executive orders.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
bet you
think
they're probably
that,
already dated and signed at this point, and it's just a
yeah.
matter of them taking them.
And that's what's going to be interesting because Joe Biden he is more of an institutionalist. He is, because he has been in the House and in the Senate and part of Washington for so long that I know that I think the use of executive orders is going to be hard for him, but hopefully they're ready to do it. And, that's just something that we're going to have that, people who want progress are going to have to keep on him about because we just can't. It can't be that, if Democrats don't get control of the Senate, it can't just be that, one person, Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Senate, it's just insane that one person can block all legislation and all action of the government, and we can't let that happen anymore. We've got to figure some stuff out. So if he's got to start flying off on executive orders that then get tested by the courts, then I guess that's what we're going to have to do.
No,
Because
I'm all about it.
government can't just do nothing for another 4 years.
I mean, I feel the same way, and I think you do as well, Laura. Even if it's on the flip side, so we can't even control all that. Like it's a government for the people, and I think that's where we really
Yep.
need to go back. I also think that we're going to see our vice president in a different light going forward.
Yeah.
I think our vice president is gonna have a different role moving forward in elections and this whole crazy world that we're in right now. And saying that, and I think I might have shared this last time, I still feel like they're setting up for the next election with her. They are prepping and grooming her to do this next piece. I like the fact, and I'm going to be open and honest here, that I have not seen as much about her being a woman or being
Mhm.
black. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I want to celebrate that because I think that's a humongous, gigantic milestone. But that's not who she
Right.
is, right?
It's
So
not just who she is. She's
right,
so
yeah,
many other things.
right.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
love that they're not focusing on that. That makes me happy and that makes me hopeful. I also feel that Biden is going to be, how do I say this? Somewhat of a puppet. He's going to be the face of this change. But is he the one actually doing it? That's why you have advisors, right? That's why you have that
Yeah.
team around you to maneuver it around. So I don't know if he has enough. I was not a Bush fan, okay? And it
Right.
wasn't because he was Republican. I was also young, so I wasn't fully educated, unlike Laura, who like lives, breathes politics, right? But I was not a fan of him. But when 9/11 happened and he came out and stood home and said, no, we are not doing this, I respected the man. I respected how he handled the things going forward. So I think that Biden will have that same piece. Like you said, he's not going to be a fighter, right? He's not going to go on the attack. He's going to try to use his words versus the pen. You could use that.
Yeah.
I like that. Use your words, not the pen. I should write that down because I'm totally going to forget that. But I totally feel he's going to do that. But I feel like that's where our vice president, Kamala, correct? Like Kamala.
Yep.
Okay.
Kamala. Yep.
Kamala. I know it's a great name. I really do enjoy it. Like I thought about naming him, but then I thought that's really rude. I can't do that. In
Right.
doing that though, I don't know why I'm looking around like Jackson's around. Sidebar, horrible. I just realized that one of my first dogs when I was an adult was named Thriller Jackson. I named my son after my dog. Never
Ah,
realized that.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
don't tell
It's
anybody.
fine.
But
Don't
back
tell
back
anybody.
back to good old Kamala.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to see her more. I think she's going to have
Right.
more issues to stand on. I think she's going to be more vocal. What I don't want, and I haven't seen it, but maybe 2 or 3 times, is the angry black woman piece. Right, that is
Yeah.
what I don't want to see. But I feel like she, not taking anything away from Joe, okay, because we love Joey, but I think
Yeah.
Obama and her would have been explosive. Just the chemistry and the appeal and the approach to people and the calmness. Like, say what you
Yeah.
will, but her, I don't want to say shutting down, but demanding the respect that she deserves,
Mm-hmm.
being a woman, a male, a person in that authority or that position. And she did it with ease. Like, it wasn't, in my divorce, I always stated that just because it was right to do something, I didn't want to make it right to do. So I believe she, like Obama, is going to take that high road, right? Isn't that Michelle?
Yeah.
That was her, right? When they
Yep.
go low, you
Yeah.
go high.
We go high. Yeah. No, and I think that was I think that she walked that line really well in the vice presidential debate. She knows very well that, the trope of the angry black woman and didn't want to come off, didn't want to do that and didn't want to be disrespectful to the vice president because he is still the vice president,
Right.
regardless. And I think she walked that line beautifully during the debate. And I think that's, she's obviously had practice doing this. She, you don't get to the ascend to be the vice president of the United States without, going through lots of things. So she's very skilled. Who else I'm really excited to see, like,
Who?
what they're gonna do. I'm really excited about the spouses, like Dr. Biden. She is still going to teach. So like, I don't know, like I'm super into her, like seeing what she's going to do. And first dude, Doug, like what's Doug's deal going to be? Like
Right.
what's
I
his,
am very curious about Doug. I
yeah, or
I never
second dude,
really
Doug. Yeah.
got Jill through Obama. So I'm excited to see what that is going to look like.
Yeah.
But Doug is like, what does it look like? Is he going to
Yeah.
still like listen, I watch Scandal, okay? I know how this
Right.
works.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is he gonna do the luncheons in the Rose Garden? Or does
Yeah.
he do
Right.
shooting ducks in the back? You know what I mean? Like, what does the
Yeah.
role of first husband look like? Second
I
husband.
know, I know. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be very, and like I don't know much about him. I've just seen him in the public since she started running for president and whatnot. But he seems so adorably supportive that I see him stepping into it in the traditional ways and then just like, making it more, making it his. And,
Yeah.
he's just like, he just seems like an adorable little nerd dad guy. You know
Cheerleader.
what I mean?
Like he is the
Yeah,
cheerleader.
exactly. Yeah, he's like a soccer dad on the sidelines. Like, yeah,
So
for
this is my
sure.
ignorance, and I apologize in advance. When I
Mhm.
started researching, when they brought her name up, I started researching him, and I saw all these pictures, and I'm like, "Where's her husband?" Like, never dawned on me that her husband was a white guy.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm
yeah,
like, where? I'm looking at these pictures, going, "Where's Doug?" Right? And I remember seeing this
right.
article, and they're like, "Left," and I'm like, "Left where? Like, where is he?" Right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
"He's white." Like, yes.
And that's what
So
I think is amazing too. Like they're a blended family in every sense
they get
too,
it. They
which
just they
is,
just
yeah,
get it. They're just living life. I think that's the real king is these are real people, right? I saw a TikTok with good old Kamala and she was jump roping with these girls
yeah,
and it was there. Here's my thing though.
yeah.
I would like if she is a dress person, wear a dress. Wear a skirt.
Hmm.
You don't have to wear pants. You're not Hillary
Don't just
Clinton.
stick with the pantsuit. Yeah,
Yeah, you know
yeah,
what I mean? But if she's not a dress person, then I don't want her to have to do that. But I don't think it's
right.
her being in that role. If she wants to go to a meeting and wear a pencil skirt, right?
Yeah,
Professional attire, whatever that looks like.
right, right,
Nothing from Melrose Place, 1990s, with the jacket and the short skirt, right?
right, right. But just saying she doesn't have to be like stuck to the traditional
Yeah.
masculine
Well, I think Hillary
idea
started
of,
that, right? Because everyone attacked
yeah,
Hillary, and then
right.
it was just bam. So I think that is that whole oh well that's attire. That's what you got to wear if you're in the field. I mean,
Yeah.
if she's comfortable.
And I think that's definitely that's evolved. Like I know Elizabeth Warren helped like make it, she helped make it do like more like colorful, where her uniform was black pants, black cami, and then like colorful
A pop of
vests,
color.
or yeah, yeah. So that was hers. Kamala's making the shoe game, putting the
Yes, she
shoe game
is.
on point and making normalizing, just wearing, regular, not always having to be in heels, which is, as a woman who is still pressured to wear those type of shoes, I'm very glad, like, yes, put it
Yeah.
up for the
As a
flats,
guy that
man.
loves
Come
heels,
on.
though, I'm like, oh man.
Mm-mm.
Like I
No.
love a heel. I'm gonna be honest. I think a heel
Yeah.
is super powerful, and super confident. But you're right. I mean, when you were literally on your feet all day, let's be open and honest.
Yeah.
If a dude can throw on some Converses, right? Because I could see Obama
Mm-hmm.
throwing on a pair of Converses. Not that he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think that we need to normalize that for sure. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want her to be in black constantly, turtleneck all the way down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something else
Yeah.
I would like for her to do, and I don't know if she will, and I don't know if it's in her character. So what I'm saying is, if it's in her character, I would like her to continue.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to put a weave in her hair, let's put some weave in your hair. Like if that's who
You
she
know
is,
what? Right. That's what another friend and I were just talking about that, and that's what they're saying. They're like, I don't know if they're like, I don't know how Kamala does her hair, but they're like, if she wears wigs, like she better take them wigs all the way to the Naval Observatory. Like,
absolutely.
like don't change your hair game. Keep up, however, whatever you
Be
normally
you.
do. Like,
I voted for you. I didn't
exactly.
vote for this
Yeah.
image of what a woman is supposed to be in that position.
Right. Normalize all those things, because it is, I was obviously excited about Joe Biden's win and about, just the whole concept of having a new administration and the change and whatever, but it didn't really like, and then like I knew like, oh yeah, she's the first woman VP that's gonna be in the Oval, like, that's groundbreaking, whatnot. And I didn't really like it did, but it wasn't really sinking in. And I was watching CNN or MSNBC or one of them, where people were out in the streets after it was announced, and just, being very excited. And they had talked to a couple of roommates about what it meant and they were both mixed race people, and they were just like talking about what it meant to just have Kamala in the office and rise up to that level, and how much that means to them and makes them feel more valid in American society. And so like I think that just seeing her is going to be a huge hi buddy, is going to be huge for a lot for
He loves my beard.
I
He
was
when
going
he's
to
not
say.
eating it, he's burying his face in it. So
Oh.
yeah, he's daddy's little boy, huh? Yeah. No,
Hmm.
I'm excited to see the little girls going. That could be
Yeah,
me. That could be
exactly.
me. Yeah, I just hope that she stays as, I don't want to say natural because that's not the word I'm looking for. Authentic to who she is, right?
Exactly.
Again, if it's
Exactly.
a skirt she wants to wear a skirt. If it is, her hair and a weave with strands down to her waist, throw that stuff up like a ponytail and Ariana Grande.
Yes.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? Yes, queen, right? Do you, Kamala? Do you?
Yeah,
I think that will make America happy, right?
exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so I'm excited to our changes. I'm excited over the talk that is happening and that I'm hearing. What I'm not happy about is COVID. We're crashing.
Yeah.
We're crashing.
It's scary, Brian. It's really scary. I was talking on my podcast yesterday. Michigan went into a much more strict lockdown than Ohio did. They have ended um dine in, no more dine in eating. It's carry out only. Bars are closed. Movie theaters, casinos, all of that stuff is closed. Encouraging work from home, and they're only averaging like 6,200. Well, only, that's still a ton, but their average is like 6,200 cases in a 7-day per day in a 7-day period. That is, that's significantly below where Ohio is. And all of us, and all we're doing is a curfew from 10 to 6 a.m. like the virus takes a nap. I'm so afraid for the winter. I have friends that I'm not personally worried about getting sick. Although, it's not like I want to, but that's not my first concern. My first concern is the hospitals. It was not well known, but Toledo hospitals were full last week for at least 2 days.
Wow.
So that
Well, listen, this is what I would think that they need to do. This is I'm going to be super honest here. So Sylvania just shut down school to the end of the year.
Yep.
Right. So everything is remote. So we have all Sylvania schools. TPS is done, right? Let's start making some of these gyms hospital pieces.
Yeah.
Or quarantining.
Washington local too. Is all remote too.
I mean, we have enough schools in here. We could start doing some quarantining situations here. So I don't know. It's scary. We're almost a year into this. We're going into Christmas, which is obviously a time for folks that fall into that depression, right? They fall into that peace, and they need that touch and that human contact that they're just not going to get now.
Yeah, and that's what I've been thinking about too, is that, and I'm one of those people that after Thanksgiving, it's rough for me until, really until March. It's just, that's the rough time, it's the rough holidays, and then that's the crappiest weather for, here in our area. And that's going to be this is going to be the roughest time of the pandemic, especially if people don't start modifying their behavior. And that's just what it is. If you're, don't go, do your Black Friday shopping online. That's what I'm doing. I hate it because I love to go, out to the stores and pick stuff out. And it's just not the same when you're shopping online. But do your Black Friday shopping online. Don't have your extended family over for Thanksgiving. Leave it to just your, just your immediate. Leave it to your immediate family for Christmas. I think we need to start having that conversation too. Thanksgiving's next week. We've lost out on that. Either you're not going to have it or you are. I think, we need to start talking about Christmas. Christmas ain't it either. So
listen,
I don't know.
So the lights start this Friday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I have a date.
You do?
I do. Oh, it's a great date. With my dude. Let me phrase that. The lights start on Friday, Laura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
This year, you had to put in a reservation.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm going on Friday with my cousin. Yeah, I'm going with my cousin on Friday. So I mean, it's annoying that you have to, be more precise, and they're less spontaneity, but
safety.
Safety. And that's how we can actually see the lights. Otherwise they're going to close.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this next batch is going to be extremely powerful. And I believe January can't come soon enough. January cannot come soon enough. So well, listen, we've had a great conversation. I can't believe it's already that time.
I know.
Talk to me about your piece. Toledo Talks twice a week. Not once, but twice.
Yep. Tuesdays and Fridays. You can follow me at Toledo Talks on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. It's all one word, Toledo Talks. I broadcast my episodes live on Facebook and then post them as podcasts. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Stitcher, Overcast, Spotify, the whole shebang.
Perfect. And how long have you been doing that? You're like on show 55, right?
I just posted 34 yesterday. I've been doing it since July.
Okay. Nice. Anything else exciting going on in Gherkin world?
Not too much. Just, working towards the end of the semester, getting papers written, getting projects done, and looking forward for a break.
Yeah. Breaks, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone loves their house, because I feel like we're in another quarantine of, well, this is where I am for the next couple of months.
Yeah, for sure. For
The
sure. That's
quarantine together.
it's, I have I got all my Christmas decorations for my ex. So it's like they're all in my car. So I'm like, do I leave them in my do I leave them in my car for another week so I don't break my rule of putting Christmas up before Thanksgiving, or do I just bite the bullet? So
I had a
that's
friend
my
that put up
quandary. I
Christmas
have
stuff
till
last week.
Sunday.
I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
not yet. But I have
I
decided this year, Laura. Here, I'm going to read this off because I don't. I want to make sure I remember this. I've
yeah.
created the Christmas tree all year round. So
Okay.
here it is.
Oh goodness.
So obviously
Um
January is going to be New Year's and Christmas, right?
mhm.
Let me see. I'm looking for it. My apologies. It's a long list.
It's it's got 12
I
things
broke
on
it
it
down
for
every
sure.
month. We have a piece in there. There it is. So January, New Year's. Think dream board, right? Put on a tree with your
Oh, okay.
goals and such. February, Valentine's Day. March is St. Patrick's Day / Easter. April, this is totally up to you, but it's Easter, and then we have all of our House of Roush birthdays are in April. Feel free to decorate your tree for our birthday.
Ah.
Uh,
Yep.
May is Mother's Day in summer. June, Father's Day or summer. July, 4th of July or 4th of July. August, football, back to school. September, fall. October, Halloween. November, Thanksgiving. December, Christmas. You don't got to take it down.
Okay.
I did read this meme that said, you know how old your Christmas tree is depending on how much Scotch tape is wrapped around the box.
Right.
So true.
Exactly.
Like, this
That
is year
is
one, here's year two, as you cut it every
yeah.
year.
Right. So
Yeah.
true. So true.
So what's your Christmas and Thanksgiving looking like?
Uh just I'm not sure yet what we're doing for Thanksgiving, if we're gonna have a sit down meal at my dad with my brother and sister, or if we're doing a drive by wave and here's a plate of turkey that we get handed. So either that and then online shopping for everybody. And Christmas, we'll see. May probably just seeing the immediate family again. I'm luckily most of us are in town. But there are two of them are out of town, so we'll have to be zooming with them, but
Got it. I do want
making
to
it
correct
work.
you. You had some static. She said immediate, not idiot. It sounded like you said idiot family. So I just want to make sure she was
Oh,
saying immediate.
immediate, immediate.
Yeah, not idiot. That's the other side. She's not seeing them. COVID. Okay. Is there anything that you're gonna miss that you're not gonna be able to eat on one of these holidays with this pandemic going on? Like for me, it's that cranberry relish that my former mother-in-law, my second former mother-in-law, or no, my first and my it's cranberry relish. That is what I get every year for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping that this year will be no different. That's one of my favorites. Do you have a favorite, Laura?
I really like my own macaroni and cheese that I
Okay.
make. So whether if we don't have a family gathering, I can always like make that for myself and
Good for you.
eat it sadly
All right. Now,
alone.
now, without making your own, are you a Velveeta or a Kraft?
Oh, if I'm doing from the box, yeah, I'll do craft. I'll do craft.
Okay.
That's what I would usually buy.
I love Kraft. Jackson Robert will not touch anything other than Velveeta. And don't even
Hmm.
give him the little cups because he ain't having those little cups. It has to be in
No.
the big box. And yeah, as a kid, I ate it 3 times a week. My
Oh
father
yeah.
loved it. So on Mondays we would have it with bacon. On Wednesdays we would have it regular, and on Fridays we'd have it with broccoli. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays we'd have pasta salad from Suddenly Salad.
It's a lot of noodles.
So
It's a
much
lot of
noodles.
noodles.
And they wonder why I was a fat kid. Okay, so much pasta. But we watched our salt intake. We used to have this
Hey,
seasoning
there you
of no
go.
salt. We're like, we want some no salt, and we put this no salt on our food.
I remember that. I remember that stuff. Oh my gosh.
Right?
So
Like,
it was just like you're just like sprinkling straight up MSG. It's like way
absolutely.
worse than salt, but
Right.
it's fine.
And some food coloring
It
to
was
make
the
it white.
80s. Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
And then wonder why I have 3 arms. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate everyone's time and energy. I do also want to make sure that we have a quick shout out to our lovely sponsors that help us run this podcast as well. And they've helped me, and obviously, they are excited to be able to help you as well. So, our sponsors are as followed. We have Apollo Mobile Solutions. So, they took care of our app. Which is a great way to keep up to date with us as well as our folks in our group. We also have Elite Bookkeeping Plus. Now, they get you all ready for that lovely tax person, right? So, Tony does not handle the tax piece of it, but she does deal with the consulting pieces as well as setting you up so you can literally just hand it over to your tax person. Then we have David Dittman with Primerica, right? We also have Justin Anus with Remax Preferred. And then last but not least, we have Stratus Building Solutions for your commercial cleaning needs. So I did want to make sure that you are able to reach out and touch them. Also, don't forget to listen out to other side, depending on where you are, Laura with Toledo Talks. And she does 2 a week, right, Laura? 2 a week?
Yes, sir.
Are you any schedule change for next week for Thanksgiving?
Probably not. It'll just depend on if we get any major announcements on any COVID or, anything like that. I know I time shifted the other week when Mike Dwine did Wednesday instead of Tuesday, but it's it all just depends on what's going on.
Got it. Well, don't forget, we will not be active next week. We will be out cooking on Wednesday, hopefully. But we will see you in 2 weeks from there. I will probably put out a little recap, best of, best bets, some fun shenanigans reel, possibly. I think I might have one that I've been sitting on for a while. So something will come out. It just will not be us live. But we look forward to chatting with you. And other than that, Laura, anything else that maybe I dropped the ball on or forgot to mention?
Nope, not at all. Everybody have a wonderful week.
Be safe and take care. Take care, guys.